This is my Silicon Graphics 02, and it is the coolest computer of 1996. It uses the MIPS architecture, runs a really cool OS called IRIX, and I don't have the password for it. So today, we're going to exploit a huge security flaw and break in. We're hacking Unix, so stay tuned. And if you enjoy the often lackadaisical security of the mid-1990s, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. Throughout the 90s and into the 2000s, Silicon Graphics, aka SGI, built a range of ludicrously powerful graphics and multimedia workstations and servers, using the incredibly powerful MIPS architecture, extremely advanced custom graphics hardware that sometimes cost more than a house, and running IRIX, SGI's special version of Unix. These machines cost anywhere from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars each. And they were famously used to do things like render all the dinosaurs in the original Jurassic Park and render the entire 1996 classic 3D movie A Bug's Life. Things that would be near impossible using any other contemporary hardware. The 02 that I have here was SGI's entry-level machine in 1996. As the budget option, it only cost between $6,000 and $16,000 when it was new, depending on config. For perspective, you could buy a brand new 1996 Geo Prism for that kind of cash. Nicely equipped too. I'd actually quite like a Geo Prism. Back in the day, you could often find these 02s hanging out in places like TV stations, where they would handle things like chroma key for the weather report, and all of the on-screen graphical overlays, thanks to its unique hardware. Or in high-end university computer labs, which is where it seems this one came from. We'll see some clues to that effect in a bit. But for now, why don't we take a closer look at this thing, take it apart, and then try to hack into it. So I have been obsessed with Silicon Graphics computers ever since I was a kid and I first saw these things in the original Jurassic Park. Of course, back then, I never dreamed that I would even see one in person, let alone now own 5 of them. Yeah, you may have seen some other SGI machines make appearances in previous videos, but never this one. I especially love the form factor of the 02. It's actually not that much bigger than a Power Mac G4 Cube. All the other SGI machines I own are big and beefy and incredibly heavy and unwieldy, but this thing is just a super svelte teal lump of a 90s powerhouse. The other interesting thing about this is how modular it is. Check this out. We have video input. We have our hard drive, which is SCA SCSI. We can take our power supply out, just like this. And in fact, the whole motherboard. Look at that. An incredibly modular machine. And if we take a look at the guts here, we can see the MIPS CPU with this gigantic heatsink on it. Super long sticks of memory. Look at that. If you look at the Silicon Graphics RAM compared to other contemporary RAM like this stick of PC100, look how freaking different it is. The pins on the SGI RAM are even this super unique double-decker stacked style. I've never seen that before. We do have a single PCI slot in here, although I don't think there's very many cards that were compatible with this. You can't just stick a normal PCI video card in this thing because this is a MIPS architecture and none of them have boot firmware compatible with that. If you know of any cards that were ever meant to go in here, let me know in the comments down below. Now, there were a few versions of this 02 released. I'm lucky enough here to have the highest end version, and I know that because there's only one hard drive slot. This is the R10K version, which is the R10000 CPU. If it was the lower end version, it wouldn't need such a huge heatsink, and that's what takes up the what otherwise would be a second hard drive bay. Pretty nifty. This thing uses standard PS2 for the keyboard and mouse. It has a proprietary video connector along with just standard VGA. So I'm pairing it with this nice NEC multi-sync LCD 1960 NXI. I'm sure that's important, which kind of looks awesome with this thing. It's sort of an off-green color. Nice. Oh, I love that startup chime. Yeah, so the hard drive is spinning up, starting up the system. IRIX 6.5 from 2001, around the same time as that G4 Cube, actually. I'm sure that's fine. And here we start seeing some clues as to this thing's previous life, talking about Dartmouth.edu, and I suppose all of these are servers on the early 2000s Dartmouth network, of which I suppose Stilton here was one of them. And we wind up at this lovely login screen for good old Stilton here, what I assume is the Dartmouth campus. Hey, look at that. It's a Jeep XJ, I think. Anyway, I don't know any logins or passwords for this, so a little bit stuck. And that's about as far as I'm able to get, because this thing didn't come with a password. Fortunately, IRIX 6.x also came with glaring security vulnerabilities, which we can exploit, hilariously, to get in. You know, security may not have been a priority back in 1996, but do you know what is secure? Today's sponsor, XVPN. Staying secure online is incredibly important, and a secure, encrypted VPN like XVPN can play a critical role. XVPN is like a secure tunnel through the internet. Without it, every server you connect to can see you and everything you do. But with XVPN, those servers can only see XVPN. You're shielded. And when you're in this secure tunnel, not only do things like targeted ads that normally follow you around have a hard time tracking you, thanks to the obfuscation, but it protects you when you're on something like an insecure network. If you've ever used the public Wi-Fi at a coffee shop, for example, that coffee shop can technically see everything that you're doing. And even worse, a bad actor can easily intercept traffic on that insecure network. But the secure encrypted tunnel that XVPN provides protects you from all of that. The XVPN app for Windows is an easy-to-use all-in-one privacy and security hub. Safe browsing integrates both browser protection, which isolates potential risks, intercepts malicious websites, and an ad blocker. This can also have the effect of speeding up your browsing, because today's heavy website ads and trackers really weigh down websites. Plus, XVPN keeps no browsing logs, so the only person who knows what you're doing is you. If you don't have a VPN or you're looking to upgrade your current slow VPN, check out XVPN down in my description below. It's just $2.99 a month with a 2-year plan. Thanks again, XVPN, for sponsoring today's SGI shenanigans. You see, we have a secret weapon, a whole stack full of CDs. Now, this is a mix of SGI and Sun discs, but in here I've got all sorts of goodies. IRIX 6.3 applications, O2 demos, Wavefront, soft windows, that could be fun, stuff that I don't understand, patches, and this. This is our key, the IRIX 6.3 CD. You see, IRIX is based on Unix System 5 with BSD extensions, but it's also not very secure. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We're going to start this thing up as normal. During startup here, I'm going to click stop for maintenance and go ahead and pop the installer CD in. That doesn't sound great. Install system software. Choose local CD-ROM. Now we just have to wait for it to finish copying installation tools to disk. Once we get a prompt that says INST, that's the installer, all we have to do is type admin sh root. We are ch-rooted into the root account on this system, stilton.cs.dartmouth.edu. And now all we need to do, password, and we can change the root password. I will choose something very secure and definitely not just the word action, all in lowercase. Not that it matters because this whole thing is insecure. Let's do a quick reboot here. Give me this disk back. Yoink. Still sounds great. All right, let's see if our elite hacker tricks worked. Root, password, action, all lowercase. Oh my God, we're in. It's a Unix machine. I knew this. Yeah, can you imagine these $10,000 computers on college campuses and all students had to do to hack into them was just bring a copy of the install CD? Hilarious. Anyway, let's see what's on here. I assume not much because this thing keeps looking for its network connections, of which there are a ton, and it can't find them. And man, just look how beautiful this desktop environment is. These super 90s colors with the pink address bar and the teal and the whatever the heck color this is supposed to be. Oh, it's awesome. The sounds this thing makes, it's just so freaking good. Okay, so I had a bit of a look around in here, and I did come across somebody's full entire name, and looking them up online, they actually still apparently work at Dartmouth. So I'm not going to show that. Instead, why don't we play around with some fun SGI software demos? And we're going to start with this. Insert first the out-of-box experience. I have no idea what's going to be on here, but we're going to find out. It would be nice if I had this front cover bit. It's very annoying to push this button in when it's so recessed in there. Come on. Sounds great. All right, click on CD-ROM here. It initializes the software package manager. Okay, install, I guess. Let's see, out-of-box cannot be installed because of missing prerequisites. Oh, stuff on another CD. Oh, son of a gun. I mean, I guess that makes sense. This is IRIX 6.5, and this CD, I think, is meant for 6.3. Can we see what's on here? Just an out-of-box experience. Oh, here we go. This document contains the following chapters. Boring. Let's see, can we just explore what's on this CD? Yes, I really want to quit. Okay, let's see. Here we go, CD-ROM. All right, here's all the stuff on the disk. Can we just run it from here? What is Jungle Island? Systor. Oh, good, there's JPEGs in here. Map.html. Is this just a web page on a disk? All right, that doesn't help me at all. All right, I found something. Check it out. It's the O2 out-of-box experience, which opens in Netscape Communicator. And apparently it's just a bunch of HTML files. When the image of the woman from the opening movie appears, click the large red arrow next to the walking man to begin. Whenever you see red arrows on plaques, you can click the arrow to move. Okay. Ooh, I found something. Look at this. I think it's a game. It's rendering some sort of 3D world in the browser in Netscape. Which version of Netscape is this? All right, we're in Netscape Communicator 4.77. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. It's got sound effects and everything. Whoa! 3D in the browser. Look at that frame rate. It's at least 10. Oh my god. Ooh, I can look around. Oh, it's slightly nauseating. You think they watched Jurassic Park a few too many times? What is this? Can I go in here? Do I have any weapons? On the desolate surface of a remote planet in cyberspace, Cybergourds is a 3D drum machine meets multi-channel mixer in the browser. Wait a minute, is this 1996 Sprunky? Oh my god, it is. What? What in the heck? Is that a didgeridoo? Oh my god. Well, that is insane. Enough of that. Wow. Neat. All right, we will just eject that CD-ROM and never speak of that again. And look at all of this stuff we have. Kai's Power Tools, which I've heard of, but I don't know what it does. Adobe Premiere, Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop 3.1. Thank you very much, kind person who donated all of these discs. They are certainly coming in handy. Let's try to install Photoshop, because that I know how to use. Sounds great. All right, CD is inserted. Funny enough, double-clicking on the CD-ROM this time did not bring up the software manager. Is this an installer? Yeah, I guess so. easyinst.fu, install.fu, photoshop.tar. Are these installers? Oh, it's doing stuff down here. Do you want to proceed with the installation? Yes. Install canceled. How about easy install? Yeah, this is just a script. It's doing all sorts of stuff. It's in some sort of a loop. Control C. Do not have permission. Stop it. Oh no. Loop limit exceeded. I guess I should read me. All right, let's try to do this from a terminal. Okay, which packages do you wish to install? All, yep. Okay, enter, proceed, yes. All right, it seems to like WinTerm a lot better. Look at that, I think we're installing. This Unix thing is so user-friendly. And it's ended with a bit of an ominous message that I'll need license activation keys for Adobe Photoshop, and I don't have that. But here it is. Where is the actual application? Oh, I guess under bin. Here's an Adobe license application. Here's Photoshop. Let's see what happens. Please indicate your acceptance or decline the foregoing agreement. I'm not reading that. Error getting licensed data file. Photoshop will run in demo mode with save, print, and export functions disabled. Oh man, they're really tightening their security here. Could not determine how much RAM to use. Oh, check it out. We are loading Photoshop 3 for Silicon Graphics. That's pretty neat. Let's get all this other stuff out of here so we can focus on our Photoshop work. Oh, yeah, look at that. That sure is Photoshop. Yay! Too bad I can't save it. Oh man, that is really cool. I think I've now used Photoshop on Mac, Windows, and IRIX Unix on a Silicon Graphics machine. I wonder how many more weird systems we can get Photoshop on. All right, well, I found the famous Buttonfly demo. Ooh, so pretty. Look at those 3D graphics. Whoa. Oh, I just launched another Buttonfly. I've popped in the O2 Demos CD, and we have quite a lot of fun sounding stuff on here. 3D video, wavefront, birth of O2, DM text cube, dynamic surfaces. All of this stuff I'm sure was mind-blowing in 1996. Oh, I want to play this one. Interactively snowboard as Egghead through a 3D texture-mapped environment. Well, I'm sold. How do I launch it? Too much binary data in file. I dare say I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, system. Software manager. Need to go to, I guess, CD-ROM. Spelled it wrong. CD-ROM dist. Okay. Does not exist. What do you want from me? Okay, according to this, I need to go to CD-ROM/install. Okay. CD-ROM/install. Alright, there we go. What can we install? Can you believe how user-friendly this is? I guess I just have to install all of the demonstration programs. Okay. Start. One conflict. Okay. Don't install it. Start. All right. Well, hopefully jump cut to whatever this does to the system. All right. Apparently that was successful. New application icons will not appear in your icon catalog until you log out and log back in. Choose applications on the Find tool chest. Well, all right. Let's log out. Log back in with our super secure root password. That's definitely not just the word action in all lowercase. That would be insecure. Again, not like this system was in any way secure in the first place. All right, applications. Ooh, here's our demos. Look at that. You know, I'm not seeing the Eggman ski thing here. Whoa, look at this. The CAD center. Oh, that's a heck of a frame rate. How do I do anything? Where's my weapons? Oh no. I don't understand what this wants from me. Oh my god, I fell through the world. Well, that's certainly something. What is this? Aha! This suspiciously looks like a POI in Starfield. Is this 1996 Starfield? Alright, I clicked on the icon of a skull and it says Volume Rendering Primer 2D and is now doing something. Oh, what in the world? Is this like doctor stuff? Look at this. It's a spooky skull. Oh boy, that's something, all right. Guess it makes sense. We are doing this video in October. Spooky. Oh my god. Cool. Apparently this is a textured cube. It's been loading textures for some time now. Well, apparently that doesn't work. What is Living O2? Whoa, look at this. All of this in Netscape 4. Oh my god, what is going on? I can do all sorts of stuff in here. Welcome to the Living O2, a VRML 2.0 world that mirrors the O2 workstation, allowing me to assemble various pieces of it. Can I take the CD out? Oh yeah, look, it's telling me about the out-of-box experience. Huh. Oh no, I'm clipping out. Oh look, it's telling me about the AV module. Neat. Yeah, missing the O2 cam. This thing. Wish I had one of those. Then I could do video conferences with all of my friends who also have SGI O2s. Well, breaking into a computer that you own is always kind of satisfying. And now I don't feel bad about the other things that I plan on doing to this thing, like exploring weird versions of Linux. Yes, that's right, this is the perfect testbed for super obscure MIPS-based Linuxes. If you have any suggestions on what I should install on this thing next, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. And I just want to give a very special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for supporting me and supporting this channel and all the weird stuff I do. I am so very grateful, and I just could not do this without you.